The vast, unforgiving landscapes of the British wilderness have long been an ultimate testing ground for human endurance, where the unpredictable forces of nature confront the absolute limits of physical and psychological strength. There is a specific, brutal trial known across the globe as an extreme test of stamina, a relentless race against time that forces participants to conquer the highest, most treacherous peaks of Scotland, England, and Wales within a single, continuous 24-hour window. This punishing endeavor demands not only elite athletic conditioning, but an unbreakable internal resolve, as climbers must navigate steep vertical ascents, unstable rocky terrain, and hazardous environmental conditions, frequently pushing forward in total darkness and through biting, high-altitude winds. For most seasoned athletes, completing this grueling circuit stands as a monumental once-in-a-lifetime achievement that leaves the body entirely depleted. Yet, when an unexpected figure quietly stepped up to face this formidable challenge over the weekend, the journey ceased to be merely a test of physical capability. It became an intensely personal, profoundly symbolic pilgrimage that has captured the attention of millions worldwide, blending the raw grandeur of the British mountains with an intimate narrative of survival, resilience, and a deep desire to give back to a cause that touches countless families. The national news before we uncover the full extraordinary details of this grueling trek and reveal the remarkable identity of the individual who defied all expectations on these fog-shrouded summits, we invite you to become a permanent part of our community. If you value deep investigative reporting, immersive storytelling, and exclusive coverage of major global events as they unfold, please take a quick moment to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and leave a like on this video. Your incredible and continuous support allows us to remain fully dedicated to bringing you the highest quality journalism, breaking down the complex backstories, and revealing the human truth behind the headlines that shape our world today. To truly understand the immense magnitude of this physical feat, one must first look at the sheer geography of the challenge itself. An arduous journey that stretches across 3 distinct nations and encompasses some of the most unforgiving topographies in Western Europe. The clock begins ticking the very moment the climber sets foot on the first incline, initiating a relentless countdown where every second spent resting, traveling, or navigating treacherous paths diminishes the chance of ultimate success. It is an exercise in pure discipline, requiring participants to conquer thousands of feet of vertical elevation, while simultaneously enduring the psychological exhaustion of traveling hundreds of miles by road between each mountainous location. There are no extended breaks, no comfortable shelters, and absolutely no room for error. When the sun dips below the horizon, the true battle begins, transforming already narrow and rocky trails into disorienting, hazardous corridors where a single misstep can result in severe injury or failure. The mountains do not offer special treatment, nor do they yield to status, prestige, or global renown. They demand absolute humility and a willingness to suffer through profound physical fatigue. On this particular weekend, the elements were typically uncompromising, wrapping the jagged peaks in thick blankets of mist, casting sudden downpours over the slippery slopes, and dropping temperatures to near-freezing levels at the highest altitudes, setting a dramatic, high-stakes stage for a journey that was kept entirely hidden from the public eye until the final summit was successfully reached. The national news's rumors began to swirl within close-knit outdoor communities and local mountain rescue circles about a highly secure, intensely focused expedition moving rapidly through the peaks. Onlookers could only wonder what drove someone to test themselves so aggressively against the elements. The answer lay not in a desire for public applause or a simple pursuit of personal athletic records, but in a quiet, fierce determination to mark a profound milestone in a long and deeply challenging personal chapter. Achieving this historic feat required moving past the traditional boundaries of duty and stepping directly into the raw, exhausting reality of an endurance test that has broken many experienced climbers. As the journey progressed from the wild, sweeping glens of the Scottish Highlands down into the rugged, stone-walled valleys of the English Lake District, and finally toward the steep, dramatic ridges of northern Wales, the immense physical scale of the undertaking became undeniable. It was a race against the elements, a battle against overwhelming bodily exhaustion, and a deeply emotional testament to human willpower, unfolding one agonizing step at a time across the spine of the nation. In our upcoming segment, we will dive directly into the heart of this incredible journey, detailing the precise moments of vulnerability, the specific mountain peaks that stood in the way, and the stunning public revelation that has profoundly moved audiences across the globe. The veil of secrecy was officially lifted when a single striking photograph appeared on the global stage, revealing the unmistakable image of Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, standing triumphantly amidst the rugged, wind-swept wilderness. Smiling broadly, despite the visible toll of an extraordinary physical ordeal, the 44-year-old princess was captured wearing a practical baseball cap and a heavy black jacket with the hood pulled tightly over her head, her shoulders bearing the substantial weight of professional trekking gear. This striking visual confirmation solidified a historic reality. The future queen had successfully conquered the legendary National Three Peaks Challenge. This brutal endurance event requires participants to ascend and descend the three highest mountains in Scotland, England, and Wales within a continuous 24-hour window. The scale of her achievement is staggering, encompassing a total walking distance of 23 miles and an astounding cumulative vertical ascent of 10,052 feet. The grueling journey began at the towering massif of Ben Nevis in the Scottish Highlands, a colossal peak that often presents climbers with severe Arctic conditions, blinding mist, and treacherous loose scree. From there, the relentless schedule forced her immediately into the dark, rocky heart of the English Lake District to face Scafell Pike, a mountain notorious for its steep, uneven stone staircases and highly disorienting navigation paths, which must frequently be navigated by flashlight in the dead of night. The final leg of this grueling trilogy brought her to the majestic, jagged ridges of Yr Wyddfa, known traditionally as Mount Snowdon in northern Wales, where the absolute limit of human stamina is tested against steep inclines and battering mountain winds. To complete this specific sequence of peaks under any circumstances is a major physical triumph, but to do so within the rigid, unyielding 24-hour time frame demands an elite level of cardiorespiratory endurance, exceptional muscular durability, and intense psychological focus. The true difficulty lies not just in the vertical climbing, but in the severe physiological strain caused by the immediate transition from intense, hours-long uphill hiking directly into a cramped support vehicle for a high-speed road journey to the next country, leaving virtually zero time for muscular recovery or meaningful sleep. For Kate Middleton, however, this monumental physical endeavour carried a weight that extended far beyond the realm of traditional athletic sport. Alongside the triumphant imagery, the princess shared an exceptionally rare, deeply heartfelt personal message that offered a raw, unfiltered look into her inner world and the profound motivations driving her to push her body to such extreme limits. The mother of three, who captured global sympathy and admiration when she bravely revealed her cancer diagnosis in March 2024, utilized this high-profile moment to speak with unprecedented candor about the complex reality of dealing with a life-threatening illness. Having successfully completed a grueling course of preventative chemotherapy and officially entering remission in January 2025, her return to the physical world was intentionally marked not by a cautious retreat, but by a bold, public declaration of resilience, and a profound desire to reshape the collective understanding of long-term patient recovery. In her moving written statement, the princess reflected deeply on the extensive, multifaceted toll that a serious medical crisis takes on an individual, noting with great eloquence that cancer does not simply attack the physical body, but fundamentally alters how a person thinks, feels, and views the world around them, ultimately impacting every single aspect of daily life. She emphasized that through her own deeply personal encounter with the disease, she came to understand that the complex journey through and far beyond intensive medical treatment requires far more than advanced medicine alone. This realization served as the core catalyst for her decision to take on the unforgiving terrain of the Three Peaks Challenge, describing the arduous trek not merely as an isolated physical endeavor, but as a deliberate, meaningful opportunity to explore life beyond a terrifying diagnosis and to actively give something back to the broader community. Her explicit goal was to raise widespread national and international awareness for the hidden, deeper psychological impacts of serious illness, and to fiercely advocate for the vital importance of holistic healthcare systems that treat the entire human being rather than just the localized disease. By pushing herself through the physical pain, the cold rain, and the extreme exhaustion of the mountains, she sought to embody the very essence of the arduous recovery process, transforming her personal survival into a powerful, visible symbol of hope and solidarity for millions of individuals currently navigating their own dark and uncertain medical journeys. The tangible beneficiary of this high-altitude expedition is the widely respected Royal Marsden Cancer Charity, an organization that holds a deeply significant place within the royal family's philanthropic history. The substantial funds and massive global attention raised by the princess's endurance hike are explicitly earmarked for a groundbreaking, highly progressive medical initiative, the development of a brand-new, state-of-the-art center for holistic well-being and patient recovery, alongside the immediate creation of a specialized nationwide program designed to transform how individuals access comprehensive supportive care throughout the United Kingdom. This visionary project aims to seamlessly integrate advanced clinical treatments, such as chemotherapy and radiation, with essential psychological counseling, nutritional therapy, physical rehabilitation, and long-term wellness strategies, thereby enhancing the overall healing environment and accelerating the long-term recovery of patients across the nation. The princess's message cut through the traditional, rigid protocol of royal communications, offering an authentic, deeply empathetic hand to those still locked in their own private battles against illness. She wrote beautifully that true bravery is not merely about blindly pushing forward against all odds, but about knowing exactly how to stay firmly grounded, deeply connected, and mentally present, no matter how difficult, terrifying, or unpredictable the terrain and landscape you are currently walking through. Her final echoing words served as a powerful reminder of communal strength, stating firmly that together, society can stand directly alongside everyone navigating life with cancer, ensuring that absolutely no one faces this devastating disease feeling unseen, isolated, or unsupported. Before concluding with a simple, deeply comforting assurance to the suffering, please know you are not alone. In our final segment, we will delve deeply into the fascinating background of the historic Royal Marsden Institution, explore the profound broader implications of this unprecedented royal trek, and examine the remarkable life journey of a princess who has transformed her greatest personal vulnerability into an enduring, powerful catalyst for national inspiration and medical evolution. To fully appreciate the profound depth of this extraordinary physical milestone, one must examine the remarkable life journey and background of Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales. who has steadily evolved from a young woman navigating the rigid structures of the British monarchy into one of the most resilient, influential global figures of the modern era. Born into a close-knit, highly supportive family, her long-standing passion for the outdoors, athletic sports, and physical fitness has been a defining characteristic of her public identity for decades. Throughout her years as a prominent member of the royal family, she has consistently championed the immense mental and physical benefits of an active lifestyle, frequently participating in grueling sports and outdoor challenges. However, when she faced an unexpected and deeply frightening medical crisis in March 2024, her personal relationship with physical health and vulnerability underwent a profound, irreversible transformation. The dignified restraint and immense courage she demonstrated when sharing her diagnosis with a deeply shocked global public instantly shifted the collective perception of her role, transforming her from a traditional symbol of institutional duty into a powerful, deeply relatable beacon of human strength and vulnerability. Her subsequent, intensely private journey through intensive preventative chemotherapy, culminating in her triumphant entry into full remission in January 2025. Represents a monumental personal victory that laid the vital emotional groundwork for her decision to conquer the historic National Three Peaks Challenge, the specific institution selected to benefit from her grueling, high-altitude fundraising expedition is the internationally renowned Royal Marsden Cancer Charity, an organization whose rich historical legacy is deeply intertwined with the royal family's long-standing philanthropic endeavors. For generations, the Royal Marsden has stood at the absolute forefront of global cancer research and revolutionary patient care, pioneering groundbreaking treatments that have fundamentally transformed survival rates worldwide. By dedicating her immense global platform and the fruits of her physical suffering to this specific cause, the princess is actively helping to fund an innovative, highly visionary model of modern medicine. The planned state-of-the-art Center for Holistic Well-Being and Recovery represents a critical, much-needed shift in how society approaches life-threatening illness. Rather than focusing exclusively on the destruction of malignant cells through aggressive clinical interventions, this pioneering facility will deliberately prioritize the comprehensive healing of the entire human being. By seamlessly combining world-class clinical treatments with dedicated psychological support, advanced nutritional guidance, tailored physical therapy, and peaceful spaces for emotional reflection, the center aims to drastically reduce the long-term trauma associated with the disease, ensuring that patients leave the hospital not merely as survivors of a medical protocol, but as fully restored, emotionally supported individuals ready to confidently reclaim their lives. This unprecedented mountain trek also sheds a powerful light on the fascinating, historic tradition of the National Three Peaks Challenge itself. An endurance test that has fascinated and broken elite climbers for over a century. The unique geography of the challenge serves as a striking physical metaphor for the exhausting, unpredictable journey of overcoming a severe illness. Ben Nevis, standing as the highest point in the entire United Kingdom at 4,413 feet, presents a massive boulder-strewn landscape that demands absolute focus and immense physical strength from the very first step. The transition to Scafell Pike, though lower in absolute elevation, introduces an entirely different, highly exhausting set of physical demands as its steep, irregular stone steps and notorious fields of sharp scree must frequently be navigated under the heavy cover of darkness and in dense, disorienting fog. Finally, Yr Wyddfa, or Mount Snowdon, tests the absolute limits of remaining human stamina, forcing exhausted climbers to ascend steep, wind-battered ridges when their muscles are entirely depleted and their minds are fighting intense sleep deprivation. By intentionally choosing to place herself within this brutal environment, the Princess of Wales sent an unmistakable, powerful message to the world that true recovery is a relentless, step-by-step climb that requires navigating dark, uncertain paths, enduring unpredictable elements, and relying on an unbreakable internal spirit to reach the light of the summit. The overwhelming global response to her triumphant completion of the challenge has highlighted a deep, universal connection between her personal journey and the daily struggles of millions of ordinary individuals dealing with serious health crises. In an era where public figures often present a meticulously curated, effortless version of reality, her willingness to show herself wearing practical, sweat-stained hiking gear, carrying a heavy backpack, and smiling through visible physical exhaustion represents a refreshing, deeply impactful form of authentic leadership. Her written words regarding the true nature of bravery have deeply resonated with healthcare professionals, patients, and families worldwide, prompting a vital international conversation about the hidden, often ignored mental health toll of surviving a life-threatening diagnosis. By openly acknowledging that the journey through and beyond medical treatment requires far more than advanced medicine alone, she has used her unique position to validate the complex, often silent struggles of survivors who find themselves trying to navigate the confusing emotional landscape of life after a major crisis. This historic endeavor will undoubtedly be remembered not merely as an impressive display of athletic endurance by a future queen, but as a defining, transformative moment of profound empathy and solidarity that bridged the gap between a historic monarchy and the shared, everyday realities of human suffering and resilience. As the echoes of her historic achievement continue to reverberate across the globe, the lasting impact of this journey will be measured far beyond the immediate headlines or the millions of pounds raised for the Royal Marsden Cancer Charity. It will be found in the lives of the countless patients who will eventually walk through the doors of the new holistic well-being centre, finding a peaceful sanctuary of healing and comprehensive support that was built upon the literal steps, sweat, and determination of a princess who refused to be defined by her illness. Her journey across the highest peaks of Scotland, England, and Wales stands as an enduring, powerful testament to the limitless capacity of the human spirit to transform personal vulnerability into a powerful catalyst for collective hope, healing, and structural change. By successfully conquering the unforgiving elements and the steep vertical ascents of the mountains, Kate Middleton has not only marked a triumphant personal milestone in her own inspiring recovery, but has firmly established a legacy of compassion and strength that will continue to inspire, comfort, and guide individuals navigating their own difficult paths for generations to come.